The Mishnah Masechet Brachot and Daf Mem teaches that if a person is eating a number of things at the same time, Hayu Lefanav Minim Harbe, if a person has many different species before him, Rav Yehuda Omer, Im Yesh Beinehem Min Shiva, Olav Hu Mevarech. If a person has a few different food items in front of him to eat, and one of them belongs to the Shivat Aminim, the 7 species that are the praise of Eretz Yisrael, Chita, Saora, Gefen, Teina, Rimon, Zeit Shemenu, Davash, those items come first. The Chachamim Omrim, and the Chachamim argue and say, Mivarech El Eza Mehen Yirtza. The Chachamim say that there's no priority to making the bracha on those Shivat Aminim first, but rather, whichever one he wants to eat first is the one that he should bless on first. Because if he likes it better, it has priority. The Gemara explains, Hayilafad of Minim Harbe and Daf Mem Aleph and Aleph. Amar Ula says, Machloket Bishep Birchosei and Shavot. The debate is when they have the same bracha. A person's eating an apple and a pomegranate. So he has one of the Shivat Aminim and one that's not of the Shivat Aminim. And he's going to make one bracha which will relate to both of them. So the question is, which food should he choose to say the bracha on? The Rabbi Yehuda Savar Min Shiva Adif. Rabbi Yehuda says, better to say the bracha on the one that belongs to the Shivat Aminim. Rabbanan Savri and the Chachamim say, Min Chaviv Adif. That whatever he likes better, if he likes apples better, he should make the bracha on the apples, and that should apply also to the pomegranate, because whatever he likes better is the priority. But if the 2 foods before him have a different bracha, one's ha'etz, one's ha'adama, then there's no particular priority to the Shivat Aminim or to the one that he likes better, but he should make a separate bracha on each and should choose based on other considerations. But this Mishnah is specifically about when you're making one bracha on both. Should you choose the Shivat Aminim food to make the bracha, or should you choose the one that he likes better? We'll now turn to Daf Mem Dalid in Masechet Brachot. And on Mem Dalid we have a Mishnah. Achal Anavim Te'enim V'Rimonim Mivarech Achareim Shalosh Brachot. Divrei Rabbi Gamliel. Rabbi Gamliel teaches in the Mishnah that if a person eats fruits from the Shivat Aminim, grapes, pomegranates, etc., the person should say the 3 brachot afterwards. The 3 brachot is the Mishnah's way of describing Birchot HaMazon, because Birchot HaMazon is actually a series of 3 different brachot, Azanat HaKol, Al Aretz, and Bonei Yerushalayim. So the fruits of the Shivat Aminim require the Birchot HaMazon at the end. The Chachamim Omrim, and the Chachamim argue and say, bracha achas, which is actually me'ein shalosh. There's one bracha which has the themes of the 3 brachot of Birchot HaMazon, but this is the ala michya or the ala eitz v'al priya eitz, which we say after eating the fruits of the Shivat Aminim, but not the full Birchot HaMazon. The Gemara begins, my time with Rabbi Gamliel, what's the reason or the source for Rabbi Gamliel? The Chtiv, because it says in the Torah, Eretz Chita U'Saora V'Gomer, the land of wheat and barley, etc. Uchtiv Eretz Asher Lo B'Mischanot Tocha B'Lechem, Uchtiv V'Yachalta V'Zavata V'Rachta Hashem Elokecha. Because if you look at the Psukim, and we'll look at it here, the Torah lists the Shivat Aminim and their fruits, Eretz Chita U'Saora Gefen Teina Rimon, and then goes on to talk about the land of Israel and the food that comes from it. Eretz Asher Lo B'Mischanot Tocha B'Lechem, about bread. V'Yachalta V'Zavata V'Rachta Hashem Elokecha. And then it says, this is the source for Birchot HaMazon, that we'll eat and be satiated and make the bracha, and this is Birchot HaMazon. This is the source in the Torah for Birchot HaMazon. So the Chachamim, so Rabbi Gamliel says that this mitzvah of Birchot HaMazon is set in relation to wheat, barley, grapes, figs, and pomegranates. So any of the Shivat Aminim, including the fruits, requires Shivat Aminim. It requires Birchot HaMazon. That is the opinion of Rabbi Gamliel. V'Rabbanan, and what do the Rabbanan respond to that? Eretz hifsi ka'inyan. The Chachamim argue and say, no, you shouldn't read the pasuk that way because the word Eretz separates. You see, the word Eretz here separates the fruits which are mentioned in the beginning of pasuk Chet with the mitzvah Birchas Hamazon in pasuk Yud. And here, after this word Eretz, which is repeated seemingly unnecessarily, the land of Chita Sora, etc., the land, Zechem Zvash, and Eretz, and then we come to Lechem. So the Lechem does not refer to the species mentioned in pasuk Chet, but rather to the Lechem in pasuk Tet, and only Lechem requires Birchas Hamazon. Rabbanon Eretz Hifsi Ka'inyan. The word Eretz interrupts and says that the Birchas Hamazon does not relate back to the fruits of the Shivat Aminim. Rabbi Gamliel Nami Eretz Hifsi Ka'inyan. And what does Rabbi Gamliel respond? Why is there a seemingly unnecessary word Eretz? Hahu mibayale l'me'ute yakoses et achita. That comes to separate and to say that this Eretz is separating from these species to say that it's only Lechem which requires Birchas Hamazon. But if you would eat Chita Usaura, actual wheat and barley, chewed wheat and barley or wheat germ, without grinding it and kneading it and baking it into bread, there's no Birchas Hamazon. It's only for Lechem in respect to Chita Usaura. But the other fruits, which don't require any more processes of preparation, would get Birchas Hamazon even as is. So the Gemara concludes with this machloket about whether Birchas Hamazon is said on the fruits of the Shivat Aminim. Amar Rav Yaakov Bar Idi, Amar Rabbi Chanina, Kol shu michamesh aminim betchila mevarech ala borei minim zonot. Anything which comes from the 5 species of grain has a borei minim zonot before. Ulebesof bracha achat me'ein shalosh, and afterwards the alamichya, which is the one bracha with the essence or the themes of the 3 brachot of Birchas Hamazon. The themes are the food, the land, and Yerushalayim. Amar Rabba Bar Mari, Amar Rishon Levi, Kol Shom Mishavit Haminim, anything from the Shivat Haminim, which is the 2 grains of Chita Seora, which also includes the other 3, as we just saw, plus the 5 fruits of Eretz Yisrael. B'tchilim avarech bori pri'aitz, have a bracha bori pri'aitz on the 5 fruits of the Shivat Haminim. U'lebesof, and at the end, bracha achat me'ein shalosh. At the end, it's the ala michya or the ala eitz v'al pri'aitz. Amalei Abayi Rav Dimi, my name bracha achas me'ein shalosh. What is this bracha achat me'ein shalosh? What is this one bracha that contains the themes of Birchas Hamazon? Amalei aperi de eitz, for fruits we say ala eitz v'al pri'aitz. V'al tunuvat hasadeh, v'al eretz chemdat tovar chava. For the produce of the land and the chosen land, which is good and expansive, that God inherited to our forefathers, to eat from its fruits, and to be satiated from its goodness. And that relates to the food and the land which it comes from, the land that we were inherited from our forefathers. The second theme of Birchas Hamazon. Then the third theme, Rachem Hashem Elokeinu Al Yisrael Amecha, relates to the third bracha of Birchas Hamazon, that God should have mercy on the Jewish people. V'al Yerushalayim Yerecha, and for the city of Yerushalayim, V'al Mikdashcha, and for the Beit HaMikdash, V'al Mizbechacha, and the altar, V'tivnei Yerushalayim Kadshecha B'mehera V'yameinu, we hope that it will be rebuilt, the city of Yerushalayim, V'haleinu Tocha, we should be brought into it, V'samcheinu Ba, and we should be rejoicing, because true Simcha is in the Beit HaMikdash, Ki Atah Tov Meitiv L'Kol, because you are good, and give goodness to all. And then the Chameshet Minim Al Michi V'Al Kalkala. If you're eating the 5 species of grain, we conclude Al Michi V'Al Kalkala, V'Al Timas HaTadeh, V'Choteim Al Haaretz V'Al Michi, Baruch Ata Hashem, a Chatima, the concluding bracha Al Haaretz V'Al Michi. And of course, for the fruits, it would be Al Ha'etz V'Al Pri Ha'etz.